Hi guys, welcome to Ferny Talk. My name is Fernando. I'm a professional psychic medium and spiritual teacher, and I'm also a fellow human being. So if you are new to my channel, you've probably noticed my Over the Rainbow series. If you're not new, you've already seen it then. But my Over the Rainbow series is a show that I put a lot of energy and time into that has to do with mediumship and the ability to connect with like those in spirit, to connect with our loved ones on the other side. I spent a lot of time really thinking about this kind of show and how I wanted it to be presented, how I wanted to show people what mediumship would be like in a real life situation. A lot of times, people who don't know what mediumship is or don't know what spirit communication is, their only awareness of it is shows like Long Island Medium and Tyler Henry. And as much as those shows are amazing and I love them, I actually am a huge fan of Teresa Caputo. And I remember watching John Edwards back in the day when he had his own show. And I used to love just watching them and seeing the work that they did. Over the course of my own development and becoming a professional psychic and a medium, I've realized that a lot of those shows are edited, like overly edited, to the point where sometimes they gotta move things around so that it fits, so that it works better. Some of the interviews or some of the readings, they actually take 45 minutes, an hour, sometimes an hour and a half long, but a lot of you aren't going to stay tuned in watching. It is condensing and taking a lot of stuff out just so that you guys have a short, synopsis, a short version of the entire reading. And with a lot of professional psychics and a lot of professional mediums, when you watch their shows on television, you don't ever get to see the full reading. And I hate to say this because I don't want to knock my fellow mediums and my fellow psychics, because I have a lot of respect for them. They've done the work. They're traveling. They're going to different cities and different countries, and they see audiences. That's got to be exhausting. I know myself personally, just going to the grocery store and seeing a lot of people and dealing with a lot of people's energy, that's a huge strain. And even though when you're on stage and you're doing like a gallery reading, you get a lot of energy and you feel a lot of energy from that, but at the same time, it is a drain. Afterwards, you're going to crash and you are going to be exhausted. So I don't know how they do it, where they can just keep traveling around and doing all of these engagements, because it's got to eat away at you at some point, and you've got to take a break and kind of recoup your own energy. So there's a huge difference between reality and a reality show. When it comes to mediumship and connecting with your loved ones in spirit, there's a massive difference between what actually happens in real life and what you see on television. And many times, a lot of these production companies, a lot of these networks, because they have to condense information and because they want to make sure that things are entertaining for you, they will take snippets of one reading and then they'll kind of mesh it with another reading, and then they'll have someone asking a question, or one of the mediums making a suggestion about something, and then they'll take an answer from something else that was mentioned and plug it in because they want it to be cohesive. They want to give you guys that shock value, that wow value. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but it does happen. Let's get real, it does happen. When it comes to mediumship on TV, it's never like that. And I have a friend who recently went to a Tyler Henry event in Florida, and I was like, so his show is really edited, right? He's like, yeah, it's super edited. Not that he's not talented or that he's not an amazing medium. I absolutely believe without a doubt, he's an amazing medium. But the way that things are portrayed on television are very different from the way things happen in real life. And so many times when I have a client who comes to me for a reading, they've only seen like the shows on TV. They've only seen all these different programs where like every single thing that comes out of a psychic or medium's mouth is a hit, is a hit, is a hit, is a hit. There's never any confusion. There's never any misunderstandings that happen there. And so the expectation is that it's going to be like that when they have a session with me. I always spend some time with my client before a session, and I explain to them what it's going to be like in reality and what they can expect, because there's going to be a lot of information that they may not connect with in the moment or that they're not going to understand. And that's okay. That happens a lot. People in the moment, they get very confused, or sometimes they can't think quick enough. So they need time to go back over and really think about what I said, or really ask another person who may know about a certain situation that they may not have been privy to. So that happens a lot in mediumship sessions, and you don't ever get to see that on the shows on TV because they want you to see the answer there. They want the resolution there. They want it as a nice, tightly, wound packet, and that's just that's not the way that it works. This takes me back to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. I don't know how many of you watched Nickelodeon as kids or when you were younger. My sister had Nickelodeon, so I used to remember watching some of the shows with her. Those teen actors from Nickelodeon, have you ever seen them act? I mean, they're horrible. They're horrible. There's not, I don't know about it the way it is now, but back when I was growing up, and Nickelodeon was one of the main channels that, you know, kids would watch, the acting was just so, oh my God. It's very unrealistic. And I can tell that it had a huge impact on people because when I got older and I started to see younger generations of people, kids' reactions would be identical to like the shows on Nickelodeon, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? I remember on one specific occasion, my partner's niece, she was having some reaction to something that her mom said, and just the way she was like yelling and screaming, and it was just, it looked like a scripted episode of Nickelodeon show, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, why are you yelling? Why are you screaming? Why are you so annoying? You know, it's like, because she's been watching those shows, and that's where she's getting that from. She's getting it from all these, you know, teen actors who are overly dramatic in ways that are not realistic or that actually happen in real life. So you got this whole generation of actors and people who are on television who are just not that great at acting. Not to say everybody's a bad actor, but I mean, you know what I mean. So, and if you ever take a look at a British series, I mean, go online, go on Netflix, go on Hulu, whatever. Look at a British series, a series from like the UK or Great Britain. That is acting because they really focus on like the depths of your emotions and feeling things and expressing it in true and authentic ways, not, oh my God, you know, it's just craziness. Like, there's none of that there. So take a look at one of those shows because you'll probably know what I mean when you watch that. The point I was trying to make with you guys is that my show, I designed it so that it's more realistic and in touch with reality. It's not, you know, overly Hollywoodized. It's not all glam. It's just me in my home office doing a reading for a client and having a one-on-one and helping them to connect with their loved one. And that's it. It's not about me trying to make myself larger than life. As I'm saying that, I'm noticing my Hollywood chair in the background. Here I am totally talking trash about Hollywood actors and stuff, and I've got a Hollywood chair in the background. But actually that was a gift from a family member, and they because they knew I was making a lot of videos. So they're like, here you go, Mr. Hollywood. I'm like, okay. Back to what I was saying. So the point of my show is to just give people a reality check on what mediumship is really like. And even though I do condense it, I do shorten it so you guys can see like 10-15 minutes of it. I'm trying to stay as close to reality as possible so that you guys have an authentic experience with me and the client and what they're going through. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching it. If you haven't, please go over to my YouTube channel, and if you're on Facebook, scroll down and you'll see the videos. It's the Over the Rainbow series, and there's several episodes now. There are going to be 10 episodes in this season, and then there'll be a new season next year. But I am loving making this series because it gives me a chance to just connect and show you guys what it's actually like, and how natural it is and how normal it is. And people get so scared sometimes. You know, I've had people who I call on the phone, they're so nervous and they're so anxious because they don't know what to expect from a mediumship session. And I get it, I totally get it. And that actually brings me to another interesting topic, and something that I've been encountering a lot lately. There are a lot of psychics and a lot of mediums out there. I mean, there are tons and tons of talented people like myself who are able to do this and are authentic and are real. And I've met so many psychics over the years. I've met so many mediums over the years. And for some reason, they have this idea that they are not successful unless they get their own show. That they are not something valuable, that what they are doing is not valuable until they get their own show. And they have no idea, first of all, how much work goes into, you know, doing a series like Long Island or Teresa Caputo's show and everything like that. They don't have any idea how much work that takes, the toll that it takes on your family. I mean, just look at what has been happening in some of these people's lives. It has an effect on your family. It really does affect your relationships. It affects your lifestyle. It affects everything. And so a lot of psychics and a lot of mediums that I've met over the years, they're very talented, but they are waiting for someone to discover them. They are waiting for someone to say, oh my God, like you are it, or oh my God, you are amazing, or oh my God, there's something special about you. For years and years and years, I wasn't doing this work. I was actually just just going to see shows and going to see other psychics and mediums, and I would go get readings, and I was waiting for someone to tell me that I was meant to be a psychic, or I was meant to be a medium, or that I'm blessed by the divine and I'm supposed to do this. I was waiting for somebody to tell me, even though in my heart I knew this is what I wanted to do, this is what I needed to do. I mean, I felt this way since I was a kid watching them on TV. I mean, kids watching psychics, I mean, come on. But, that's how I felt when I was a kid. So I knew this is what I needed to be doing. Some people come into it early, some people come into it later. It doesn't really matter. But if you want to do something like this, if you want to become a psychic, a medium, there are plenty of spots open. I mean, there are a ton of psychics and mediums out there who are complete frauds, who are just full of shit. And they are taking advantage of other people. They're more interested in having the glory and getting that attention than on helping that person in their situation. At the same time, there are a lot of psychics and mediums who are so talented and can do this work with complete authenticity, and they are so afraid of taking that step and pushing themselves and sticking their neck out there because they are afraid of rejection, because they're afraid of being wrong, because they're waiting to be discovered by some, big network and they're going to become a show. That is not how this works. That is not what this is about. This is about helping people. This is about giving people guidance. This is about providing people with validation that they are not alone and that their loved ones are with them in spirit. That is what this work is about. Now, yeah, you'll get attention. Yeah, people will see you and say, oh my gosh, I love you, whatever. That's great. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy it when people appreciate the work that I do, but that is not what this is about. This is about helping other people. And if you want to help other people, if you want to be able to connect with spirit and provide validation for those here who are suffering and struggling because they've lost someone that they are so in such pain over, then you need to do this work. You don't need to be told by another psychic or another medium that you're supposed to be one. You need to do this work. You need to get your ass off the couch. You need to start taking classes, taking courses, doing anything and everything that you can to start taking this seriously and get into it and do it, because we need to push the people out of the business who are complete frauds, who are, some of those psychics who just take people's money and don't help them at all and call themselves psychics. They're giving us a bad name. They're giving me a bad name. And that pisses me off, because that is not why I'm here. That's not why I do this work. So we need you guys. If you want to do this for a living, don't wait for somebody to tell you. Don't wait for, a sign from the divine to come. Don't wait for an angel to descend from the clouds and say, you are supposed to be a medium. Don't wait for that, because you're going to be waiting in vain. You're going to be wasting time, and that's just one less person you've been able to help. Get off your ass and start taking this seriously. Take the classes. Start putting your name out there. Start practicing your ability to connect, because it's not going to be a perfect situation where every single thing you do, every single thing you say is going to be correct. Every single insight you have that you give to others is going to be 100% true. It doesn't work that way. You're a human being. You're going to make mistakes. Get over that part. I don't want you to do what I did. I waited 15, 20 years for someone to tell me, and no one ever told me. And I just decided, this is what I want to do. And when I decided to do it, the universe kept validating that I made the right choice. So make the right choice. You need to decide for yourself that this is what you want to do, and just do it. Stop waiting for a show to come along, because that's not what this is about. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Ferny Talk. Like my page if you are on Facebook, and share this video on your feed. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. And if you guys want to ask me something in an upcoming episode, then post it in the comment section below, and I will take a look at them, and I will include some of that stuff into upcoming episodes. All right, guys, I love you, and you take care. Bye-bye.